Well, Slade, let's talk about all the news that happened throughout the week, shall we?
That's right. Slated Byron here, and we got a lot to cover. This week we had the Summer Games Fest presentation. We had the Xbox Game Showcase along with the Starfield Direct, and we
Yeah.
have some other smaller tidbits of news as well. So without further ado, let's get underway.
Yeah, so first up, Summer Game Fest. Yes, hi, I'm on camera. Slade's the Hollow Knight again. um, there wasn't a whole lot, actually, to Summer Game Fest this year, actually. There wasn't too much. We got the new Metroidvania-style Prince of Persia, which is interesting. Didn't expect a new 2D one before before that remake of Sands of Time. So that game must be doing fucking terribly right now in development.
Yeah.
We're gonna see
We
more.
also got a release date for Marvel's Spider-Man 2 for October 20th.
Yeah, which I'm gonna say it now. Why wasn't this at Sony's event? Why the fuck was this not at the PlayStation Showcase? Like, come on.
Probably some sort of like agreed partnership.
Yeah. I know something a lot of people are excited about. To the shocker, I think, of everybody, we have a brand new 2D Sonic game. That's right, new Super Sonic U. No, I'm joking. It's Sonic Superstars. It's like new Super Mario Bros. Wii. You got 4-player co-op. In interviews, there's no returning zones. No more Green Hill, Slade. Let's go.
That's right. Imagine taking the most iconic level in your series and making your fans absolutely fucking hate it.
God, like,
Sega, everybody.
yeah, Fang the Sniper returns to the Sonic series, and you can play as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy. So that's pretty cool. No online play for the story mode, which is fucking baffling in 2023. The second
Probably
time,
because they couldn't handle it.
I guess, but this is the second time it's fucking happened this year to a 2D platformer. Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe. Still,
So yeah, I hope you guys have friends.
yeah, well, local friends.
Yeah.
We did get, there was a very funny moment, and you might know what I'm talking about, Slinks. I think I told you about this before. So, there was a lot of mobile game stuff, and a lot of the games as a service stuff grown. That's probably my biggest pet peeve about Keeley's show. There's too much of that shit. Like, look, I get it. Get the bag, Keeley, and give the bag to the people who work on the shows, but, like, fuck, is it worth it? Is the bag of, like, having Optimus Prime in Fortnite worth it? But there was a Final Fantasy announcement for, oh god, was it like Ever Crisis, I think? Final Fantasy
Yeah,
7?
it's Final Fantasy 7 Ever Crisis. It's releasing on phones.
Yeah.
Works as a kind of sequel prequel.
Yeah, but then Keeley was like, about to say some more Final Fantasy stuff, and the crowd went, and Keeley's like, okay, hold on, everybody, calm down. I think it was DoorDash. Work with DoorDash. And then the crowd went fucking boo. The crowd. Yeah,
he definitely baited everybody.
Yeah, everybody got baited. We did end up getting Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was the show closer to the event. That was the show closer. It's coming on 2 discs in early 2024, which, damn, 2 discs.
Yeah, 2 discs. That means the game must be absolutely massive.
Yeah, I think.
And we also got a first reveal presentation of Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah.
Which was pretty fascinating. I think that, like, damn near opened the show.
Yeah, and also Jean-Claude Van Damme is going to be in Mortal Kombat 1. So.
Yeah, which is, I guess, a full circle moment for the series. And then lastly, we also got the announcement of Transformers in Fortnite.
Yep, we got
Optimus Prime as a playable character.
We got that announcement. Something else they showed. They showed the ugliest fucking Xbox I've ever seen in my life with the Porsche Xbox, because Xbox and Porsche are doing a collaboration. You see it on screen right now. It's the ugliest fucking thing. It's a white Xbox Series X, but color vomited on. Like, imagine that. Like, with, like, racing stripe vomit.
Yeah, it doesn't look very good. And
It
I guess one more announcement that I found pretty interesting. We are also getting another Kira Toriyama designed game in terms of Sandland, which was his other popular manga series that was not Dragon Ball Z
yeah,
and Dragon Ball.
yeah.
So,
This game seems far away. We didn't even get, like, a year for this game. This game seems like it's gonna be a hot minute away from this from releasing. And then the last thing of note we're gonna talk about is we got a new Like a Dragon game, Like a Dragon Gaiden: The Man Who Erased His Name. What? First off, what a name, by the way.
yeah.
But
Well, it's Kiryu
yeah,
from the Yakuza series. But yeah.
yeah. And now let's get into our other thing that just happened. It just happened. We finished up with it. It's the Xbox showcase, ladies and gentlemen. Xbox had its big games showcase today, and there was a lot. There was a lot here, wasn't there?
Oh yeah. So the most prominently featured game, to absolutely nobody's surprise, was Starfield. We finally got a really good look at some gameplay and some details in regards to that. They also ended the presentation with a direct, which is pretty interesting stuff there. If you've enjoyed, Elder Scrolls or Fallout and you want to see what their next project's like, I think it's definitely worth a look.
Yeah,
They opened the presentation with the return of Fable.
that's right. Fable is back. We got another little teaser with some tiny lady killing a giant man and taking his fucking sandwich. Poor dude. But yeah, Fable, we still don't have even a year. And I'm gonna say this about the Xbox showcase, because Summer Game Fest I don't think had this much of a problem. Where the fuck was the gameplay? Where was the gameplay?
Yeah, all that talk of no CGI trailers like that, but it was all just in-game cutscenes.
Yeah, which
Yeah, it was definitely great.
fucking. But yeah, we got more Fable, no gameplay, no updates on when it's potentially coming out, and all that. We got South of Midnight, a game from Compulsion Studios, with which we don't know what the fuck that's about.
Yeah.
Literally nothing from an Xbox first party studio. We got Star Wars Outlaws, a Ubisoft and Massive Games Star Wars game, which there's going to be.
Could be pretty interesting stuff there. I think I speak for everybody that we're glad that EA no longer has a stranglehold on the franchise.
Yes, thank fucking God they don't have that anymore.
It remains to be seen if Ubisoft can step up to the plate, so we shall see.
Yeah,
We also
Ubisoft.
got God.
Ubisoft has the license. Everybody has the license. Everybody's gonna make good Star Wars games. I hope for that.
Yeah.
Fan base.
So with this showcase, we also got quite a bit of DLC for service games and titles announced,
Yeah.
like Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, which Keanu Reeves showed up personally.
Yeah,
to announce.
a wild Keanu Reeves showed up to this.
Yeah, we also got Legend of Monkey Island with Sea of Thieves.
Yep. Shout outs to Sea of Thieves, just chugging along. We got some Elder Scrolls Online stuff, but so we got 33 Immortals, a 33 player co-op. I don't know what kind of game it was looking like, but
Looks kind of like a roguelike, or kind of like Diablo in a sense, but
yeah.
yeah, it could be pretty interesting. 33 player co-op, it sounds
It's
incredibly fascinating.
it's such an odd number, but so we have a story with this next announcement, and the next two of the next announcements. First off, we have Persona 3 Reload. And Slade, why is there a story behind this?
So, Persona 3 Reload, along with the other Persona title, which is Persona 5 Tactica, were both unintentionally leaked by their social media manager over on TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok and
yesterday.
Instagram.
I guess it would have been like 2 days ago at this point. But yeah, so basically, this information leaked out to the internet, which is clearly meant to be shown off here at the Xbox Showcase.
Yeah, so
Um, Fascinating stuff there. But the one game that Atlas announced that didn't get leaked, that I think Byron and I were actually pretty surprised to see, was a new IP called Metaphor de Fantasia.
yeah, Metaphor Re Fantasio. It is a new IP from the people who brought you Personas 3, 4, and 5. Very, very interesting stuff. Interesting they're working on a new IP. Maybe this will become another new series for Atlas, like Shin Megami Tensei or Persona. Very, very interesting there. What'd you think of it, Slade? What'd you think?
I think it looks pretty interesting. I think I need to see more gameplay before I can make like a decision here or there.
Yeah.
But I think it's good that Atlas is expanding out to more IP. I think I don't want to see them stagnate with the Persona and Shin Megami Tensei franchises. I think it's good that they're branching out.
Yeah.
I think we could all agree that everybody in the world collectively groaned as soon as they saw Overwatch 2.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that. Something we actually can talk about is Avowed. We got more info and a little bit of gameplay. Something we actually saw for once, gameplay of Avowed.
Yeah.
It's coming next year from Obsidian. Looks really good. Obsidian make great games, so should be no surprise to anybody who has played Obsidian or knows of their history.
We also got an announcement that had Byron and I convinced for a solid minute that it was Bioshock and Clockwork Revolution, which looks pretty fascinating.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, we were in a call watching this together, this showcase together, and I was like, wait a minute, is this a fucking Bioshock remake? It's coming from In Exile, so that will be interesting. No release date. The funny thing was, it had a coming in due time, which I think that's the first time I've ever seen that in that like forward phrase in a game presentation like this. So that was kind of interesting.
So 2025, 2026 is my prediction, probably even further into the future.
Yep, we got
Getting about towards the end of it, we had an interesting Capcom title that was announced called Path of the Goddess, which some people speculate to be Capcom's take on a Souls game.
yeah, which you could definitely tell that probably was it, but it still looked like a fucking fever dream. It looked like an LSD trip, but in a good way. Very colorful game is this, and it's one of the few games in this presentation that seemingly is not coming to PC, which is very interesting. Because most of the games here were like coming to PC, but this and a few of the others are not, including
this is looking like a console exclusive.
Yeah.
So
yeah, including one that looked cool to me, Jasant, where you're basically mountain climbing. And Slade had a funny comment with this game when we were watching it.
yeah, it's essentially like really good mountain climbing Breath of the Wild.
Exactly.
Which I'm actually pretty excited for that. And probably the last game I'm interested in, probably what I'm most interested in, is Dungeons of Hinterberg was also announced here. And I have to say, as a Zelda fan, I always like seeing how other companies kind of approach the genre as a whole. And I think this is going to be pretty fascinating. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So we got we got one last announcement. It is the Xbox Series S Carbon Black with 1 terabyte of storage for $50 more than the base Xbox Series S. Ooh. Not.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's the extra storage space.
Yep, had to be the extra storage. Yep, that was the only bit of new hardware, and that was the last thing announced because Phil Spencer was like, "Oh hey, and we're gonna go to Starfield." That Starfield Direct was the last thing. This showcase was a little over an hour, and then the Starfield thing was about 45 minutes. What are your thoughts on the Xbox showcase? Sans the Starfield stuff. Thoughts on the Xbox showcase?
Okay, so I think out of all the showcases this week, 'cause we actually didn't even talk about the Sony thing that they did. as well as like some of the other things that happened this week. I think it was the best one, but I also don't think it was super amazing. I just thought it was decent.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I watched like the Day of the Devs event. I watched the Future Games show from Games Radar. Yeah, like it feels like everybody is on like standby mode. It's like in Yu-Gi-Oh, everybody has put their cards into defense mode.
Well, kind of, but I also think games are just taking longer and longer to develop, and
Oh,
because of that, it's
oh,
probably prudent that they don't announce everything at once.
oh, absolutely. Insert Jason Schreier tweet from earlier this year here.
Yes. So overall, I still thought it was pretty decent. Outside of, I feel like half the presentation that didn't include Starfield had a lot of DLC for titles. Again, Cyberpunk, Fallout,
Sea of
Elder Scrolls
Thieves.
Online, Sea of Thieves.
Like, which is fair because those are making some big money for Xbox. And it is cool for fans of those games, but at least it's not as egregious as, like, let's say the Keighley event, because, like, at least it's Xbox's own games. So I'm not as mad. Like, I get it. It's the same with Sony's, except Sony, you didn't fucking even show gameplay of your new live service games. Why? But yeah, it's the best gaming event until whatever maybe Nintendo does. To
Which
be honest.
probably at the earliest won't be until July. But Byron and I are still writing our prediction all the way until September.
Look, my prediction,
before we see
my
one.
official who the hell asked prediction on this is if we get a showcase in June, it's a mini partner showcase again, and then
Agreed.
a September direct. But we had two other bits of news this week outside of the game announcement sphere. So first off, Twitch.
Yeah, so-
Twitch.
Let's talk about the Twitch controversy that I'm sure you've already heard everybody else talk about, so we're not going to get into it. Long story short, Twitch rolled out some guideline changes when it came to advertisers as well as having like logos on your stream
Yes.
and whatnot.
So
In a pretty fast amount of time, they rolled that back and decided that hey, everybody really hates this and they're pissed off with that.
yeah, they rolled that back. I'll give you a quick TLDR on this. Logos on stream can't be more than 3%. No burn-in video ads. No burned-in audio ads. So, like, if you're listening to a podcast and you know how they hear, like, oh, this episode has been brought to you by Audible, or like that. That stuff can't have that. No burner ads. Which, the one category of, like, type of stream this would have really affected on Twitch is esports. That's how esports make their money, from literally all four types of these. Well, okay, maybe not the audio ads, but am I not wrong, Slade? This sort of
No, you're absolutely right. And a lot of the Smash community were really talking about because it's a very prevalent topic.
Yeah.
But to make a long story short, obviously the changes were in fact very cringe.
Yep.
And they rolled them back due to the overwhelming public outcry.
Yeah, even though
So-
as of right now they still are in the terms of service, but maybe that's a long legal workaround thing. But our final story, another miniature story, GameStop. That's back in the news again. GameStop fires its CEO after 2 years. Matthew Furlong is no longer president and CEO of GameStop. So,
Yeah, so right now there's some pretty conflicting reporting on that front. A lot of people are saying that he wasn't fired, they parted ways amicably,
Mhm.
whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah.
But the stock, after having 6 straight weeks of growth, which is honestly quite insane for the retailer, they have dumped off a little over 20% of the stock's value. This was as of Monday. It is recovered half of that as of right now, and it seems like it was a market overreaction to the news.
Yeah.
Because in the end, GameStop's quarterly numbers were still actually very bullish for the most part. Last year, this time, they had a $150 million net loss. This previous quarter, at the same time this year, that $150 million net loss turned into a $50 million net loss, but they also expanded their inventory by over 3 times what they did previously. So actually, without the extra inventory expansion, they turned a profit.
Yeah.
So that's something news media articles aren't really talking about, because obviously there's still an ongoing war between people who are invested in it and the people who have shorted the stock. So
Yeah.
we're not going to talk too much about that.
Yeah, I still think GameStop is it's like Twitter. It's a walking zombie just waiting to die at some point. But it's just the slowest death ever.
I think there is a long-term future if the new chair, which is Ryan Cohen,
Yeah.
who turned around Chewy and made Chewy.com,
Yeah,
can get his fingers on running the organization and put it in a good direction.
Yeah, which
another bit of GameStop news that Byron didn't have is, I'm going to go and post it to him so he sees the image.
Mhm.
They are now accepting trades on retro games and consoles.
Oh yeah,
which,
I heard about that. I heard a little bit about that. Yeah.
Now you are able to come in with your old consoles and trade them in, possibly for piss poor value. I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, so maybe this will mean you can find retro games and stuff at GameStop. So now, instead of looking online everywhere, maybe you can look at GameStop's website or go to one of their stores and find an N64 or something.
Yeah, well, look, hopefully they don't destroy unsold inventory, which was what they did last time.
Yeah, I'm not optimistic at all for this, but either way, it's news.
Yeah, it's news. They're accepting it for how long? Also, real quick, how long do you think they accept these for?
They did put a timetable on it. My impression was they were going to do this through the long haul. So
okay, so this is a long term.
We will see. We will
thing.
see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll keep you up on it. But yeah, like, God, this summer of gaming is has been not great necessarily. So some cool announcements here and there, but nothing really to like write home about. That's why we didn't do a summer game fest episode on Thursday or Friday, because there wasn't really too much at either of these events. Or it would be.
I think combining them into one episode was definitely the right call. But I think that's been just about everything we're going to cover today. So this has been Slade.
And this has been Byron, and hope to see you all on the other side of the calm before the storm, the aftermath of all of this week in gaming and any other news that happens throughout the week. We'll be with you on that. So hope you all have a good day, good night, and goodbye.